All right, guys, a little bit of live trading right now. We are like 3-4 minutes here into the open, and immediately we'll take a quick look around the board, and just like we identified this morning in our AM prep, big day of selling across the board here for the market. So we pinpointed 2 levels of support this morning for the SPY, and there you go, guys. The first level we pointed was the low of that bar right there, and as you can see, that's literally where we are finding support today. So again, waking up early, preparing, putting together, our game plan is just super crucial as a trader. So first level of support we identified for the SPY today was the low of, the trading day of the 11th. Low was 270.35, so we can come in here and make that exact. And there you go, guys. We are respecting that level today. These are basic levels, low of the day, 270.43. We're respecting that level of support. That was the first level we observed, and then, this level right here was the second one. But for the time being, we're respecting that level nicely. Another thing we observed this morning was the financial sector set to open below a nice level of support here. So as you can see, financial sector has found support pretty much for the past year at this 25.85 level. So a nice simple trade that we can put on, guys, with low risk and potentially high reward is to go short XLF, at the open below that level, using, a break back above that level of support as our exit. So in this kind of situation, because the market is volatile, here's how, I take this kind of trade. First things first, because of the volatility, this is not a big position for me. I am literally looking to pay, my internet and cable bill, pay, a few other bills on this trade. So with that being said, for me personally, relative to how I usually trade, it's a very small position. I only put about $600, $700 into the trade, but nonetheless, if this thing really starts to tank, that could turn into $1,000+. So that would be awesome. But nonetheless, in this morning's trading prep, we identified XLF, set the gap down, and opened below that level. Well, as we kind of made a little bit of a recovery here this morning, up towards the highs of the day, I put on my short position. I bought some November 2nd 25 puts, so I went a little bit out of the money here. And again, I'm willing to risk that full $600. I'm going to put this trade on, see if it respects that level, and now literally all I do is just sit back and see how the trade plays out. No emotion in this trade for me because of 2 major reasons. One, I know what I have, on the line here, guys. If this trade blows up and goes to zero, these options go to zero from now until next Friday, I'm going to lose my full $600-$700. Relative to my trading, that's a loss I'm willing to take. No emotion involved. I know, shit hits the fan, how ugly it could get. And I also am playing on a clear line in the sand here. I didn't take this trade at random. I didn't just throw my money over here. I'm playing a key level here that gives me some edge in this trade. So with that being said, XLF opened up below that level this morning. I threw my position on as it crept towards the highs of the day. And now my job literally is to sit back, and I'm just going to observe here on a major time frame like a 195-minute chart or an hourly chart. And just quick glance around the board here, guys. Again, weakness all around, and this little bounce here is just something I'm not going to get sucked into. We can't get pulled into every single bounce because, as we've seen over the past few weeks, a lot of these bounces are just noise. Since the market started to pull back a few weeks ago, we have just simply not seen a return of big capital, big money, Wall Street, the hedge funds, the mutual funds, large institutions that have billions upon billions of dollars. We need them to become, return to the market and start to truly accumulate these stocks for them to make any kind of sustained move. And based upon the bird's eye view that we teach here at Focus Trades, those big boys are not coming back. The way that, I teach our group and the way that I personally look at the market, in a matter of seconds, you can literally say the big boys are back or the big boys are not here. And they have just not come back, and that has allowed us to avoid a lot of these fake bounces that you're seeing across the board. So just quick glance here, guys. Obviously some damage coming in. Netflix down 2.5%. And, as we identified this morning, we now have Netflix below the 200-day moving average. So there's just a shitload of future trades being created here, and we just kind of got to chill and wait for it. One thing we identified this morning was that this sell-off was kind of across the board here this morning. So XLK, technology sector, has opened below the 200-day moving average. That's a key level. Energy is weak this morning as well, down 2.5%. So we're not seeing, a specific kind of, move to the downside in any specific group. The weed stocks, they're all down. The technology stocks, they're all trading lower. The energy stocks are trading lower. The financial stocks like your Goldmans, JP Morgans, such and such, they're all trading lower. This is just a move across the board, guys. The whole market is getting sold off right now. This isn't a rotation from one sector into another. This is just a good old sell-off across the board. Plain and simple, that's about it. So with that being said, I'm going to chill here. I've got my position on here in XLF. And again, two things are going to happen. The trade is either going to go to zero, it's going to break back above that level of support where I will take the trade off, or it's going to turn into a winning trade. But because I position sized correctly, I have my line in the sand, I have no emotion involved. Whatever happens next, happens next. I get to move on with my day now. My orders are set, and it's as simple as that. So the bird's eye view is just something every trader truly needs every day. If you head into the session looking at one individual stock on one individual chart, excuse my language, but you're completely fucked. You need to have a bird's eye view and see what's going on around the entire market, not just your quote-unquote favorite stock. When you put effort into trading and you attack it like it's your business, that's when it begins to pay the results that most of us are after. When you treat it like a hobby, that's why 90% of traders fail. So our trading preparation this morning is paying off right now. We were able to identify a few moves around, again, 2-3 hours before the market even opened this morning. That allows us to put a game plan on paper, get our ass ready, and when the market opens, there's no emotion involved. We just have to execute. This XLF trade has not had a lick of emotion for me at all. So hopefully this video was helpful, guys. Just a quick little, recap of how I kind of, tend to view the market intraday. Never staring at one stock. I'm looking at everything across the board from a bird's eye view. And here you go. Technology, energy, industrials, materials, consumer staples, energy, finance, everything trading lower today. Just a weak day across the board, and our favorite names, the Netflixes, the Amazons, the Googles, are all trading lower as well. With that being said, this little bounce does not, entertain me. I'm not going to get suckered in. I'm sitting back. I'm playing the trades that I put together this morning, and I'm waiting for the dust to kind of settle here. So best of luck in this volatile environment, guys. I'm always a DM or an email away should you need any advice or guidance.